I'm Katie Vogel. I am 17 years old and I am a junior at Sussex Tech High School this year. So since it is nearing the end of October, I'm sure everybody's in the fall spirit. To begin today, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine your favorite fall activity. This could either be pumpkin picking, apple picking, pumpkin carving, watching a horror movie, or anything else you choose. Personally, for me, I would say my favorite activity is making sweet fall desserts. So today I will be demonstrating how to make one of my favorite fall recipes, which is an apple crisp. During the autumn season, there are many different scents and flavors that you don't really find during the rest of the year. Two of the most popular are pumpkin spice and apple, so I found it only fitting to include apple in my demonstration speech today, since it's in the season. So to make this dish today, you'll only need a few ingredients. These include apples. You could use any kind of apple. Today I will be using a gala apple. You also need granulated sugar, ground cinnamon, lemon juice, light brown sugar, oats, flour, unsalted butter, and salt. To begin, the first step to preparing this dish is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and afterwards coat an 8-inch by 8-inch baking pan with a thin layer of cooking spray, or butter, or whatever you choose. But today I will be using Pam cooking spray. And all you need to do is spray a small layer across the dish, and it should look something like this. Afterwards, put it aside and save it for when you're ready to bake. Next, you can start by preparing the apples. For this, you'll need about 6 larger apples or 7 smaller apples. And what you're going to start to do after you wash the apples is you take your peeler or a knife or anything else you decide to use to peel. Hold the apple and just lightly peel until there's no skin left over. And this could take a couple minutes depending on how fast you're able to peel the apples or how good you are. Personally, I'm not the best at peeling apples, but it really just depends. Using a peeler is definitely a lot safer, but if you don't have a fruit peeler or vegetable peeler or anything, you can always resort to using a knife, which is just as easy. So apple crisps are actually very similar to apple pies. The main difference though is definitely the crust. They use the same apple filling, and the crust is different because apple pies use this doughy crust on the bottom and on the top. Apple crisps, however, are put in a pan, baked in a pan, and they are coated with oats. Next, after the apple is all peeled and has no skin left over, you're going to want to take a cutting board and you're going to want to take a small knife and you just have to slice it in half and in half again. Cut out the core and then make thin, small slices. And you're going to want to take these slices and put them in a bowl with the rest of the apples. So after the apple is all sliced, you're going to want to put them all in one bowl and you're going to want to set them aside really quick. You're going to take a larger bowl and dump all the apples in. And after all the apples are in the bowl, you're going to want to add 2 tablespoons of granulated white sugar, 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice. And once everything is all mixed, or everything is all put in, you just want to take a spoon and mix it around until all the apples are evenly coated with the mixture, which could take several minutes. And of course, for the purpose of saving time during this video, I have cut things short and I have already pre-measured everything, so it's just easier to follow along. So once you've mixed everything in, your apples should look a little bit like this. Everything is pretty evenly coated, and you can just put your apples to the side. And next you're going to work on the oat topping. So you're going to take a larger mixing bowl this time, and you're going to add 1 cup of light brown sugar, 3/4 of a cup of flour, 3/4 of a cup of oats, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, about 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and then diced butter. So we're gonna put this to the side really quickly, and we're gonna dice our butter, which should look something like this. You're gonna need to use 1 full stick of butter. I have already sliced most of it. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to slice it in half into small little pieces, and then slice that butter into small squares. The key step to cutting the butter would definitely be to make sure the butter is cold. Otherwise, the squares will stick to each other and it won't work as good. So you're gonna take your butter slices and you're gonna put them all in one dish. And then you're going to take your dish of butter and just add it to the mixture. Until all the butter is in the bowl. And then this is by far the most difficult part. So you'll take 2 forks and you're going to cut the butter into the yolks. So you're just going to take 2 forks, 1 in each hand, and just mash. And you're going to want to mash it and cut the butter into everything and mix everything up. So once you are done cutting the butter into the mixture, it should look a lot something like this, which has a few larger butter chunks, but it is still all together mixed in. So then you're gonna put this aside. You're gonna take your baking pan back, and you're going to take the apples and evenly spread them onto the bottom. You're gonna put your dishes aside. And you're just gonna wanna flatten the apples out so there's still room for the topping. And once you're done, it should look a little something like this. After all the apples are evenly spread out, you're gonna wanna take your oat mixture and just pour it all over the top. And then you're gonna wanna take your spoon and spread it all over across the apples, all across the pan. After you're done and your oat mixture is spread across all the apples, take the palm of your hand and just pat it all down to make sure everything's nice and secured. And once it's done and it looks similar to mine, you're gonna take it and you're gonna put it in the oven for around 40 to 50 minutes. Everything cooks differently, so make sure to check on it, but it will be done when the top is golden brown, and it also should be bubbling. So once you take the apple crisp out of the oven, it should look just like this, tinted golden brown, and it should be bubbling right as you take it out of the oven. You're gonna wanna let it cool for about 15 to 20 minutes before serving it. It is best served warm, and personally, I do like it with vanilla ice cream on top. This recipe should take roughly about an hour to complete, and it does result in a delicious autumn dessert. Thank you so much for watching my demonstration speech today on how to make an apple crisp. I really hope this has inspired you to recreate the apple crisp in your home or make one of your favorite autumn recipes as well. Thank you so much.